Okay, Annunciation Latin class, Capitulum Decem, Bestiae et Homines. Hopefully we'll actually get to chapter 10 later. We didn't really quite make it last time, but we had a lot of other stuff that we covered, so that's good. Oratio initialis. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. So, what are we going to do here? Hymni et cantus, hymns and songs. Well, I promised you the Stabat Mater Speciosa, so we'll get to that. A couple of Quomodo dicitur, how is it said? I figure you want to know how to wish people Merry Christmas, so I got a few choice phrases in there. And then chapter 10. So let's get started on the Stabat Mater Speciosa. Couple different ways to. Oh, Adam joined us. Okay, I thought he was off someplace. Anyway, the couple different ways to translate speciosa, but beautiful or beauteous is probably the best way at the moment. Anyway, it's considered one of the seven greatest Latin hymns of all times. And how many of you have heard of it? And I'm excluding those that took the class last time because you heard of it because I mentioned it. Laura, you haven't
Haley.
heard, you have, yeah, I know. Well, you,
No, I actually haven't heard of it before.
yeah,
You talked about it.
yeah. So, yeah, most people have not. I know Catherine had not heard of it. So, anyway, it's there are it was very popular in the 1800s to rank, what are the greatest hymns of all time. Kind of like what do they call it? The top 10 in pop music. Well, they have a similar one. And the list varies a bit from author to author, but anyway, it usually makes it into the top 10. And of course, everybody's heard of the Stabat Mater Dolorosa, which echoes the sorrows of the Blessed Virgin Mary at the foot of the cross. Both of these, the Stabat Mater Speciosa and the Stabat Mater Dolorosa, are a tribute to Jacopone da Todi, 1230 through 1306. And the reason for that is they both appear in an edition of his works published about 200 years later in 1495. So both hymns were well known in the 13th century. So, hey, maybe he did. We generally don't like to see a work 200 years later saying, oh, yeah, so and so wrote it, or 100 years later. But given the time period, it's not unreasonable to think that, yes, he did. And the reason we don't have earlier documents is just it was a pain to write things in the 13th and 14th century, even the 15th. But anyway, there are arguments against his authorship, and some prefer Pope Innocent III for the Stabat Mater Dolorosa. I'm kind of unconvinced of that, but hey, um, who knows? Any case, obviously the Dolorosa version quickly eclipsed that of the Stabat Mater Speciosa. And in fact, it kind of vanished from history, uh, so neglected. But fortunately, Antoine Frederic Ozanam, who lived in the 1800s, rescued the hymn and he transcribed it from a 15th century manuscript and published a copy of it in 1852. So we thank him for that. There are very few musical settings of this, which is sad because I think it's such a wonderful hymn, and you'll see why here in a minute. Although Franz Liszt did set it to music in one of his oratorios. And I believe I put a link in the charts. We may listen to it for just a minute. I don't think his oratorio, well, it's very nice, but it doesn't really do justice to it, I don't think. Not like the Stabat Mater Dolorosa, which has some really good music. So, Laura, if you have a burning desire to set it to music, please do it. I urge you on.
So there aren't existing settings of it out there.
Not many. In fact, what you could do? You could take the chant for Stabat Mater Dolorosa and use it for Stabat Mater Speciosa because they are the exact same meter, they have the exact same rhyming scheme, etc.
I mean, you could, but I don't know if that's an effect you'd want to have to
Well,
associate them.
yeah,
Like,
but okay. But considering the other thing you could do though is by, what's the term? While the notes are the same, the expression is different. I don't know what the right, you know,
yeah,
I don't
I
know
don't
what,
know, but yeah, the tune for Stabat Mater Dolorosa is just so ingrained with Good Friday in people's heads.
well, yeah, you're right. It may not work. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but I love somebody to do a better job of it.
No,
Anyway,
no, this is good to know about. Yeah.
yeah. But let's get to the hymn. What is so ingenious and by the way, these are technically known as sequences. Um, the Roman Rite has lost a lot of its sequences over the years. And in fact, I think we're down to two or three in,
Yep, three.
in the liturgy. And it doesn't matter whether you're EF or OF.
Yep,
How
Victime
are you at?
Pascali Laudes, Veni Sancta Spiritus,
And then
and
Stabat Mater.
Laudación, which is optional
Yeah, yeah.
in English Mass. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I have links to the two here if you want to look at them at some time in the future. Both of these, of course, view the events through the eyes of the Blessed Mother, what makes them so powerful. So let's see what I'm referring to. The red didn't come out in the notes, but the red should show up very nicely on the screen here. So here's the English for this. Oh, I should have put the titles. Oh, well. Well, there's the Speciosa over there, and there's the Dolorosa. So here we have at the crib or at the cross, her station keeping, stood the mournful mother weeping close to Jesus to the last. Now, this is a somewhat free translation because English, well, we would sing this in English. So you gotta keep some sort of meter and rhyme together in English because if you just do prose, it's kind of weird, you know. So whereas over here, by the crib wherein reposing. So cross crib with his eyes in slumber closing, mournful weather weeping. So anyway, so Speziosa versus Dolorosa. So the author changed exactly one word in that line. Juxta fanem gaudiosa. Fanem is hay, okay, and it is referring, of course, to the manger. Whereas crucem lacrimosa is the sorrowful cross or crying, lacrimos, crying, sorrowful, tears. Dum pendebat filius, while the son was hanging on the cross. Dum jacebat parvulus, while the little infant boy was lying there in the manger. So I defy anyone to even try something like this in English. I don't think you can do it. I certainly don't know of one that's quite like this. Um, but let's finish up a few. I did these three verses. I don't have the whole thing, just so you can kind of see. So cuius animam gaudentem, whose soul is rejoicing, gaude, cuius animam, whoop, we lost Frances and she came back. All right, okay. Cuius animum gementem, whose soul is sorrowing. Laetabundum et ferventum. Laetus, happy, fervent. Contristatum, tristus, sad. Dolentum, as in the dolorosa, sorrowing. Per transivit um, jubilus. Well, jubilee is where we get that. Per transit gladius, talking about the sword piercing through Christ's side. So anyway, I just think this is just such a wonderful. It's like a set of bookends, if you know what I mean. You have the birth of Christ, and then you have the death of Christ, and you get there by just changing one or two words in each line, and you keep the same rhyming scheme: speciosa, gaudiosa, gaudentem, ferventem, parvulus, jubilus. So it's what, A, B, C, C, B, I think, if I did that right. So it's just wonderful. As I said, I do have one. We'll see if this works. This has not been a great playing music lately over Skype. Oh, can't hear it? It's not coming on? Okay, I don't think there is a share. Is there a share computer sound? Oh, there
It,
is. Didn't know that. Thank you. Give me just a second. That must be a new feature. I didn't have to do that in the past. So anyway, there's the idea. Um, let's see here. There. So I think you get the idea. Any questions on it? So yeah, Laura, you need to kind of nudge Catherine in the side there and say, "Hey, I got this great piece for you."
I have ideas right now. I won't be able to pull anything together for this year, though.
Yeah, I know, I
It,
know. It's yeah, yeah. I mean, you just don't.
it's just too late at this point.
Well, unless you're Johann Sebastian Bach or somebody like that, these things just don't drop out of the sky. And even for them, they didn't drop out of the sky. So, and I don't know, you might be able to use Liszt's oratorio, but you notice he did it very solemnly and very tenderly. So that anyway, enough. All right, so Quomodo dicitur. So you're probably going to want to know how to wish somebody a Merry Christmas in Latin. A couple different ways. You can just say Felicem Nativitatem. If you remember Spanish, Feliz Navidad. Well, Feliz Navidad is the Spanish evolution, if you wish, of the Latin Felicem Nativitatem. And Nativitatem literally means nativity or birthday or day of birth. Now, of course, it could be anybody's. You know, if today were your birthday, I could say Felicem Nativitatem with the understanding that you meant your birthday. But you can be more precise and say Felicem Nativitatem Christi, meaning um, a felicitous uh, birthday of Christ. And then you can also put in the tibi or vobis, and you can also put in an opto. Opto means I wish. So the whole thing could be Felicem Nativitatem Christi tibi opto, or since if I were going to say to the entire class, I would say Felicem Nativitatem Christi vobis opto. You can leave out the opto. It's a bit like gratias tibi ago, or you can just say gratias tibi, or you can just say gratias. All means thank you. And of course, we want a Happy New Year. Now, they don't really say Happy New Year. This is where style comes in. Is you may have the vocabulary, you may have the grammar, but in some places you need to look at the style of the way Latin was used. Um, it's a bit like an IKEA. You know, you've gone out and you bought an IKEA package for a bookcase. Well, you got all the parts there, but it's important to know how it gets assembled. So, same thing is true with Latin. So you would say bonum annum novum tibi opto, which literally means, of course, I wish you a good new year, or a favorable new year. They really didn't say happy. You could say latum, but that's not really what they would say. So, and of course, you can always say arbor tua formosa est, your tree is beautiful. That's what everybody says when they walk in the house and see our Christmas tree. I hope they're being sincere. I don't know. So, any questions there? Everybody's just so overwhelmed that they're speechless.
Do you need to say TB or Bobies, or can you leave it
No,
off?
you don't. Yeah, yeah, it really all right, maybe I should put these in parentheses there.
And then if you say Felicem Nativitatem, like on the 25th, will they know what you're talking about? Do
They
you
will
have
know what you're talking about. Well, okay, really what you're saying there is roughly the equivalent of happy birthday. But we know, okay, the word Christmas does not have the word Christmas is an English word or English phrase. In England, they are when the day of a holy day, they referred it to such and such mass. So Christ's Mass on February 2nd
Like
was
Candlemas.
Candle Mass. Okay. On September 29th, it was Michael Mass. On the Feast of St. Martin, November 11th, I think. Do I have that right? Was Martin Mass. So in English, they took the name of the principal saint, or in the case of Christ, God, and stuck the word or event and stuck the word mass behind it. So so there is no word Christmas in Latin. Um, and if you go to other languages, they sort of dance around the bush a little bit in order to come up with their own expression for it. So, but yeah, if you just say Felicem Nativitatem, well, okay, Feliz Navidad in Spanish also means happy birthday. Well, whose birthday are you talking about here? And what do we have in the church but a nativity set? So it'll be pretty clear. Let me put it this way. Anybody in Annunciation will know what you're saying.
Alrighty, thank you.
Okay. So, but you can also throw in a Felicem Nativitatem Christi if you want to be a little more precise. In case there's somebody whose birthday is on Christmas, they might want to know which one you're offering. So, but yeah, the Tibi, the Vobis, and the Opto are all optional. And let's see, these are all the same. So let's start in on chapter 10, unless there are any other questions. Okay. All right. How far did we get with chapter 10? I assume we should just like start over, or do you guys want to
I feel like we did the first section of the chapter like a couple of times now.
Okay. Well, then let's try the second one. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay. Because actually, oh, by the way, let me we really want to get to the third section here. I don't know if you've read ahead or not. Let's see, here it is. Yeah, but the third section is, oh, sorry. Wrong. Ooh, come on. Oh, I missed it by one. There we go. Oh, hold on. Familia Romana, Lexio Tertia. Okay. I was in, okay. I thought it was in the third. Oh, there we go. I don't know how to click. Anyway, in the third one, we're going to have Quintus falling out of a tree. And so we get other items. But let's go with the middle section because there's a lot of good stuff in it.
Out of the two boys, I would have thought Marcus would have been the one to be falling out of a tree.
Uh,
Oh, I didn't look at the third part yet.
yeah. Well, see, so there's some excitement that goes on later. All right. That's true. We did get Mercurius. That's true. Yeah, we did get Mercurius est Deus Mercatorum. Mercator est homo qui emit et vendit. All right, so Neptunus natare potest, is enim Deus maris est. Oceanus est magnum mare. Oceanus. Well, we've had maris, mare, sea. Well, the Atlantic was the Oceanus or ocean. Mercurius et Neptunus Dei Romani sunt. Romani et Greci Deus multos habent. That's for sure. If you remember St. Paul's writings when he was in Athens, the Greeks even had a temple to the unknown God, just in case they left one out. They did not want to offend one. I suppose that's very sensible if you're a polytheist.
We do All Souls Day to make sure we don't miss anybody, or All
No,
Saints
that's
Day. I'm
true.
sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Homines Deus neque videra neque audire possunt. Men, and by the way, keep in mind, I use the term man there, but that's only because that's the best we got in English. That is the generic. So vir sum, I am a man. Amelia femina est. Julia or Amelia is a woman. Omnes homines est. We are all homines. Okay, it's man, male, female, etc. So you should tell feminists who are into gender neutral language that they really ought to learn Latin, and the problem goes away, right? Anyway, homines deos neque videre neque audire possunt. So man is not able to hear the gods, nor to see the gods. And they're going to hit on this. Well, they have been hitting on this particular construction all through this section. Okay. Then they switch it from active to passive. Dei ab hominibus neque vediri neque audiri possunt. So the gods cannot, that's from the neque, be heard or seen by men. So the one of the chief grammatical constructions they're introducing here is there is the active finitive audire or videre, to hear, to see, ambulare, to walk, natare, to swim. Let's see what else. Volare. Oh, yeah, let's not forget that one, to fly. So then also the passive form, which is very easy, is you drop that last E to an I. So audire, audiri, videre, videri. Um, let's see. I don't know. Okay. Sure, they have some other one. Let's see. I can't see. No, I think that's where they first introduced them. I don't think we have them before then. Yeah, okay. So there are the passive forms of the verb. Padus, magnum flumum est. Can anybody tell me what a padus is?
That's a river in India, isn't it?
No. Well, it is a river. It says so. Whatever it is, it's a big river, right?
No, but I
Magnum
thought there
flumum
was a
est. No,
big
it is the
river.
currently in Italy, it would be the Po River, which runs roughly through central Italy. You can look it up sometime. So we have the Tiber, the Tiberus, that goes through Rome. It's not a terribly exciting river, but the Po is a very, well, here, we'll just go ahead and show you where that is. Why not? Let's see here. Oh, let's see, I need a new, let's do the Po River. There we go. Hopefully we have a nice, well, that's kind of a stinky map. Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. See here, yeah, there it's the central river that goes through northern Italy. So you see Torino, Parma, you may have be familiar, Milan, Medina. By the way, Medina happens to be where Luciano Pavarotti came from. And so it's a major drainage or river in northern Italy there.
And that is Modena, not Medina, where uh, where Muhammad went amok.
Yes, it is a different, yes.
No, Modena is where they make all the balsamic vinegar.
Yes, the balsamic vinegar. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, if it's true balsamic vinegar, then it's made in Medina. So, all right. Anyway, enough of that. Um,
Hey, Michael, on that map it said Mar Ligure. What is the
uh,
name
you,
for?
you just had to say that just after I closed.
I'm sorry, I was
That's all right. And
running
actually,
for my
you
mouse.
can, just to prove it, let's put in Padua. By the way, not to be confused with Paduan, okay? Yeah, Padua is also a city. Oh, sorry. No, we want the Padus, don't we? There we go. Oh, okay. I guess it doesn't say. All right. Po. Back to the Po River. Wait, oh, now why did I get oh, I put
Because
in
we're all
river, didn't
watching.
I? There we go. All right, here we go. Yeah, and it is, by the way, the longest river in Italy. There we go. All right. So, all right, you were talking about where?
Mar Ligure at the bottom.
Uh, I don't see it.
Look, the curvature of the
Oh,
land at the
there.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Because you have Adriatico, that's the Adriatic
Yep.
Sea, but Ligure, my brain's not latching on to the current name.
Uh, well, okay. Let me dig up a Latin map one of these days. That should be, I think it's called the Ligurian, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. Let's drop Li.
Ligurian was a kind
It
of
is the
ship.
Ligurian Sea, yes.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
Ligurian, but
yeah, because the other side of
I've
the
never
sea,
heard of that.
across from Italy is where the people who originally designed the Ligurians lived.
yeah. Oh well, I'll have to look up the exact
Okay,
map.
yeah, I just never have heard of it. I
Yeah.
wasn't familiar with
No,
it.
it's the
So
Ligurian. Not
okay.
Yeah,
the Go ahead.
yeah, the Ligurian Sea is the one like right between like Corsica and Italy. Well,
Right.
but like if you go like further
But it's part of the
southwest,
Mediterranean.
like
It's
almost
just a
quickly turns into the Tyrrhenian Sea. And on the other is the
Yeah, and
Adriatic
actually they
over by
referred to the
Venice.
Mediterranean as Mare Nostrum, our sea.
oh wow.
Um, the Mediterraneo,
Awfully arid.
Yes, that's what its name was.
yeah, is later. The name that we get for the Mediterraneo is comes later, which literally means the middle of the earth or the middle of the land. So if you think about it, if we were to zoom out here, civilization, or at least the European, North African, and Near East were all centered on the Mediterranean. And so it eventually assumed the name Mediterraneo, which means middle of the earth or Middle Earth. Yeah, that's it. We're all living in middle, or they're all living in Middle Earth. I don't know if there's any hobbits or ents. Hopefully no orc. Well, the orcs would have been the Vandals, I guess. So, but enough. Let's see. So anyway, Padus manium flumen est. Oh, I know what I can do. Let's go to this. Padus. There we go. I can look it up that way. It's the Po, principal river of Italy. There we go. I can do it that way. Whoops. Let me get my, there it is. Whoop, no, no, no. There we go. Padus manium flumen est, in eo flumine multe sunt pisces. In eo flumine multe sunt pisces.
Fish.
Yes, but what is in eo flumine?
In in all rivers?
No, in this river or that river, you can translate the eo either way. If you recall, is ea id can mean he, she, it, or it can also refer to this or that. Yeah, that was in a previous chart. And we've generally seen it as he, she, it, but in this case, they're actually using it as a this or that. It's kind of the Latin equivalent of the. If we just say a book is on the table or a book is on a table, we're not really being very specific. But if we say the book is on the table, then we're kind of saying in English that, this book that we've been talking about is on that table that we've been talking about. Well, is ea id sort of follows that function. But anyway, pisces in aqua fluminis natant. Fish swim in the water of the river. In fluminibus et in maribus manius numerus piscium est. In rivers and seas there is a large number of fish. Flumina et maria plena sunt piscium. Rivers and seas are full of fish, except where you happen to be fishing at the time. Then they've all gone somewhere else, right? Homines multos pisces capiunt. Mankind captures many fish. Nemo pisces fluminum et mariam numerare potest. No one can number the fish of the rivers and of the seas. Pisces numerare non possunt. Fish are not able to be numerated or counted in this case. Pisces in aqua vivunt, neque in terra vivere possunt. Nam pisces in aera spirare non possunt. Fish are not able to live in water, nor are they able to live on land. For fish, so fish are not able to breathe in air. So we have a new word here, a couple new words. Are, ares, air, close to the English version. Spirare, to breathe. This is going to be important here in a minute as we get to the bottom of this paragraph. And that's, by the way, why I'm reading it and not you, not y'all. We'll have you read some in a minute. But there's some important understanding of a vocabulary coming up. Homo sub aqua spirare non potest. Mankind cannot breathe underwater. Homo vivit dum spirat. Man lives while he breathes. Qui spirat vivus est, qui non spirat est mortuus. So whoever breathes is alive. Whoever does not breathe is dead. Homo mortuus neque videre, neque audire, neque ambulare, neque correre potest. A dead man can neither see, nor hear, nor walk, nor run. Potest being the able. That's why I like potest to say is able to.
This is an odd section. I mean, I know why he's doing it, but it's an odd section.
Yeah, it is. It is. Homo mortuus se movere non. Well, hey, you're picking up a lot of words that are in the liturgy here. Okay. There's a ton. We started out with animals, right? Leo, leones, lions, and asinus, the ass or the donkey. Well, Leo Judea, the Lion of Judah, the Asinus, the ass, Mary riding the ass to Egypt, and Jesus, of course, riding the donkey into Jerusalem. So we now have to live, qui vivis et regnat, who lives and reigns. So there's a lot of good, and mortuus, well, dead. Ecce homo, behold the man. So there's a lot of good words in here. Anyway, let's see. Here we are. Cum homo spirat anima in pulmones intrat et rossus ex pulmonibus exit. Now, would anybody like to try that one?
I'm just not sure what the best way to interpret anima would be.
Give it a shot.
Well, for us, it's soul.
Well,
but not,
yes.
yeah,
No, yeah, certainly if we're reciting the Anima Christi, we would say soul.
maybe it's not
But
breath, is it?
it is actually breath here. Now, this is something that is totally lost in English because we have a word soul, which is one thing, and we have breathe, which is another. And they're like, well, I don't see how either of those are connected. And in English, they're not. Okay. But if we go to, let me get my big dictionary here. Animus. Oops, sorry, one anima, wrong one. Notice air, current of air, breeze, wind. Okay. The air that is inhaled and exhaled. In general, life. Okay. Now, the reason is anima is associated with soul, is to breathe, is to live. Okay. So if you, if you don't breathe, you're dead. Okay. You have lost your anima, your breath or your soul. Now you say, well, that's kind of a strange thing. Well, no, it isn't. Quid est Spiritus Sanctus? What is the Holy Spirit?
I was just going to say, you see in the Bible about the spirit moved across the earth or whatever, and you think a movement of air and everything else, so that I could see where that would fit
And
together.
what did Christ do in the upper room?
He breathed on the apostles, and
And
that was
they received the Holy Spirit.
the only other time that God breathed on a man, Haman, Haman,
Yep,
whatever, was Adam when he gave him life.
right.
That's correct.
So in Latin and Greek and Hebrew and well, I can't speak the other languages. The notion of breath and spirit, and by the way, we even have the word in English, aspiration. That means breathing. Okay,
Is
they
this
are
where we
all
sing and
tied.
Mesopotamia?
Yeah, they're all tied together. So normally, if you're in the liturgy and you see anima, we are referring to the concept we have for soul. Okay, no question about that. But it can also refer to the fact that um, an animate object. Oh, what does that mean? Interesting word, right? Well, okay, things are alive, or animals are alive. Let's just focus on those for a moment. They breathe, okay? And so animate objects are those things that are alive. They have souls. And if you go to Thomas Aquinas, of course, there are vegetative souls, animal souls, and then, of course, man has a soul at the top of the list because he has a rational soul, one that can distinguish, between good and evil. So this is something that is pretty buried into um, or pretty hidden in English because we have diverse words that are not connected, whereas in Latin they are very much so. Any questions there? So yeah, when man breathes, air, wind, breath, let's translate it as breath here. Breath enters into the lungs and out from the lungs, and it leaves outward from the lungs, or I should say, rhesus is to turn around. So it turns around and leaves the lungs. Anima est aer qui in pulmones dicitur. So anima is the air which is breathed in and out of the lungs, or I should say, is anima is called the air which goes in and out of the lungs. Qui animam ducit, animal est. What does it mean to ducit animam? Leads breath. Well, that's how they said to
Excellent.
draw in breath or air. So who breathes air is an animal. Okay. Non solum homines, sed etiam bestiae animalia sunt. Alia animalia in terra vivunt, alia in mare. Okay. So they would include fish here as well, even though fish don't really have lungs. They have gills. They have a different way they pull air out. So, but sine anima, nemo potest vivere. Without breath, nothing is able to live. And by the way, you can actually translate that as soul, because everything has to have a soul. Okay. Just not everything has a human soul. That's something else that tends to get lost. I don't know. I think it was growing up. I think the nun said, "Oh, animals don't have souls." Really? It's not what Thomas Aquinas said. And that's why we call things that are, yes, rational soul, exactly. That's why Thomas Aquinas distinguished the various levels of soul. A rock has no soul, so, but everything else that is alive does. Homo qui animam non ducit vivere non postest. So a man who does not lead breath is what that literally means, but who does not breathe is not able to live. Spirare necessi est homini. To breathe is necessary for man. Esse quoque homine necessi est, nemo enim sine cibo vivere potest. It is also necessary for man to eat. Notice there's a macron over that essay. Oh, sorry. Did I say essay? I probably did. Essay is to be. Esse, to eat. Sorry. Esse quoque homini necesse est. To eat is also necessary for man. Nemo enim sine, no one without food is able to live. So, how much more do we have here? Oh, we got a bit. Oh, yeah, we got quite a bit. Well, we can actually get into the third section even. Any questions so far? Don't all ask at once.
Well, it makes a great deal of sense.
Okay. Necesse est cibum habere. Now this is, okay, this, let's see, I think I did this. Yeah, here we go. This is one of the things that is part of this lesson. Able, potest, possunt. Potest, he, she, it is able. We would usually use the word can, but I prefer able to, because pisces possunt natare. Now you could translate that as fish can swim, and that's fine. But there are places where able to.
Part of that is in
The nice thing
English.
about able to is that means you need the infinitive. Okay.
And in English, can is often misused, like, can I have some cookies? It should be, may I have some cookies?
Yes.
Yes, you can, but you may not.
Exactly.
And so that's why it's not a good word to use.
Yeah. And then want or wish, vult et volunt. Volo edera prostula. I wish or want to eat cookies. Okay. And then need, meaning it is necessary, it is a requirement, is necesse est. So they're kind of hammering those three constructions and how they work in Latin. So anyway, back to here. Necesse est cibum habere. It is necessary to have food. Okay. And that's really how they would say it. You would say, I need food. You would well, there's a couple different ways you could say that, but necesse est is one of them. Pecuniam habere necesse est, namqui pecuniam non habet, cibum emere non potest. So it is necessary to have money, for he who has money is not able to buy food. For he who does not have money, food not able to buy.
That's Medus now, right?
No, we're not at Medus yet.
Well, but Medus has no money left, so he can't buy
Oh,
any food.
sorry. Yes, excuse me. I was thinking Marcus. Yes, you're right. Medus pecuniam non habet. Sine pecunia cibus eme non potest. Without money, you are not able to buy food. Necesse non est gemas habere. Nemo enim gemas esse potest. So it is not necessary to have jewels. No one is able to eat jewels.
Wait, do you say it Nemo or Nemo?
Oh, sorry, Nemo. Sorry. Jules Verne is sneaking in there. Nemo, long E, thank you. And I probably said essay more than once instead of essay. I'm used to, I tell you the truth, I'm not used to that form of the verb. I'm used to the verb as edere and edo, edit, or edo, edis, edit, edimus, etc. But the alternate form is the esse, and est, he eats, and I believe edunt, or is the plural form. Where was I? No one is able to eat gems. Gemme 80 non yeah, there's the verb that I'm used to, 80. Gemme 80 non possunt. Gems are not able to be eaten. Sed qui gemas suas vendit pecuniam facere et cibum emere potest. But whoever has jewels, but whoever sells his jewels or her jewels is able to make money and is able to eat food or to buy food, excuse me. Mercator qui ornamenta vendit magnum pecuniam facit. What do you want to call it? Merchants who sell ornaments are able to make make lots of money. Feminae quae pecuniam facere volunt ornamenta sua vendunt.
And one of the biggest pearl markets in Rome was called the Portus Margarita.
Yep.
Because Margarita was pearls, but they used gold and silver and fashioned jewelry with it.
Yep.
And made a mint.
They did. No, they made magnum pecuniam. Big money.
Yes. The one who started it became known as Fabricius Margarita, or if I got that right, fabricator of jewelry with, it is implied, with pearls.
Yeah, it wasn't that he made pearls, it's that he made jewelry from pearls. Yeah. But anyway, women who wish to make money sell their jewels. All right, let's see. I've read enough here. Who wants to take the next part? Whoops. Can I go all the way down there? Yeah, well, that's close enough. Any volunteers? Oh, what was the question?
I'm not sure I can
You
read this
mean
on my phone.
I'm sorry, Francis, I didn't see your question. Can it also mean it is possible? Um, oh, from potest? Yes, yes. Possible is yeah, that would work too. Mhm. Able, possible, can, if you must. So, who wants to read next? I'm getting tired.
I can try, but my head's not on doing very well tonight. So,
Give it a try.
okay.
Didn't you know Latin cures headaches?
From your lips to God's ears. I need to learn how to say that in Latin. I use that phrase a lot.
Well, okay. Lips or labia mea. God's ears or ores Dei. So I'll throw that in the
But
Quomodo
it,
Dicitur next time,
Okay.
yeah, there,
assuming I can remember it. But go ahead.
Okay. Aves nidos faciunt in arboribus. So
Mhm.
birds make, I guess, nidos is nests. They make nests in the trees.
Nidus.
Yeah, nidus. Okay. Nidi earum inter. I can hardly see this.
Oh, let me zoom
Okay.
out. Sorry. Hopefully,
Focusing is hard enough.
yeah, I forget. Looks fine on my screen. Whoops.
There we
Oh,
go.
here we go.
Okay. Nidi earum inter ramos et folia arborum sunt. So their nests are okay, and Ramos's ranch is branches. So their
Uh-huh.
nests are in the branches and the leaves of the tree.
Right. Now, Ramus. Where have you seen that word before? Not in the Familia Romana, by the way, but in the liturgy.
Would that be like radix with the
No,
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got
radix
it.
is root.
root? Okay.
I know. Pueri Hebreorum portantes ramos olivarum. There you go. Yes.
Yes. Also, uh, Palm Sunday.
Yes. That's part of the one of
Rami
the
palmorum, branches of palms.
yes, that's one of the prophets for Palm Sunday.
Right, right. Yes. So there's one more word you can check off in the liturgy. Continue.
Okay. Aquile in montibus nidus faciunt. So the eagles in the mountains or of the mountains
In the mountains, yeah.
make their
Nests
nests, or
they
in
make.
the mountains make their nests in the mountains. Okay.
I'm going to sound like Yoda there.
Well, Latin is kind of Yoda. In nidi sunt ova, in the nests are eggs. Aves ova pariunt ex quibus parvi puli exeunt. Okay, puli is the young bird.
Yes.
So the little young birds come out of. Okay, I'm not. I know what I want to say, but I can't find the
You're close. You're
translating
very close.
words.
Now, a
Yeah,
couple things. Ovum, egg.
right.
Avis, sheep. Don't confuse the two. Okay.
All right.
sadly, I get those confused all the time.
Yeah. So aves ova pariunt. Let's focus on that one. Pariunt is from pario, pariare, which means to bear, to yeah, to really to bear or to give. I don't want to say birth to. You don't give birth to eggs. What's the word I want?
I'll say produce.
Yeah, no, there's an English word. I think it's even paturation, which is probably not helpful
That
because you probably haven't heard of
sounds
that word.
familiar.
Oh, in the book
Well,
that I
yes, that makes sense. Or to bear fruit, because like you use the fruit of the womb.
Yes. So anyway, it mean yeah, the notion there is it
So the birds lay eggs, is what it's
lay
trying to
eggs
say.
here. Yes. Yeah. And pariont can mean to lay, to give birth to, whatever means by which the animal reproduces. It all falls into that
And that
one
would
word.
be part of the root of the postpartum that
Yes,
you hear.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. So anyway, birds lay eggs. Ex quibus pari puli exiunt.
So
From
out of those
which
eggs, the young,
little
yeah.
birdies come forth.
Okay.
Yeah, and you may have heard the word pullet
Yes.
in English, which is a small bird. Uh, that is where we get it. And so pulus is a small bird, a pullet.
You hear that a lot with chickens. I never heard it with other birds, but then
Um,
I don't talk a lot about other birds. So
yeah, it to these days you tend to think of it as a chicken or a chick, but it really can be any small bird. Well, in Latin, it can be any small bird. Let's put it that way.
okay.
Anyway,
So
pressing on.
canis non ova, sed pulus vivos parit. So dogs don't dogs don't lay eggs, but their young vivos parit. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, they're saying that the dogs have live births instead of eggs.
Oh, actually, I thought pullet. Let me check something. I may have misunderstood this word. Pullus. Oh, okay. It can be any young animal. Okay. Doesn't have to be a dove or a chick. I stand corrected. I've only seen it in small birds. So anyway, young in this case.
Okay, so they're young or born live.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Feminae liberos pariont.
Yes.
So the women, so the females let loose the babies.
Well, no, women
Liberate the
bear
young.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah, women bear children. These are all humans
Right.
here.
Right.
Yeah,
But the liberos, I'm just imagining.
femina is a female human being. Okay.
Right.
But we tend to say the word female meaning anything. And they didn't really use it that way. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. For example, asinus is generally the term for a male donkey or ass, and asina is the term for a female one. So a lot of US ending words, well, a lot of the words, like leo, lion, a female lion is a leona. So to distinguish between male animals and female animals, there is oftentimes an A ending version and a masculine ending version. There is one exception, canis. Canis can be male or female. And even if you use the female form, you're not necessarily saying it's a female dog. It turns out if you look in Latin literature, some authors used it as a masculine noun, some use it as a feminine noun, and we're going to see that later on. So I mentioned it there. So anyway.
Well, that's good to know. So when I'm yelling at people in my car, I'll know which word ending to use now.
Oh, I can give you some choice words. English doesn't even begin to plumb the depths of Latin. What's the word I want?
Rage.
Expression.
They could be very rude in their insults.
Vulgarity.
The vocabulary of anger and disdain.
Well, it wasn't necessarily, well, yeah, anyway, moving right along. Actually, if I taught you those words, we'd both probably have to go to confession. So anyway. Oh, and they used them too. Boy, they would use them. So, all right, where were we? Okay, somebody up next. We'll give Teresa a break here.
Okay, I could try.
Okay.
It's hard to read because it's small on my
Oh,
phone.
here, let me zoom up. I'm
Marcus.
sorry, I can zoom this up. You just got to remind me.
No, I can zoom it in on my phone.
There. Well, I can zoom it up.
Marcus et Quintus et Julia in Horto sunt. They Marcus and Quintus and Julia are, I don't know what,
Garden.
in the garden.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Julia Pilam, is it Pilam or Pilam?
Pilam,
It's not
short
long.
eye.
Pilam tenet et cumpueris pila ludere volt neque e, is that it? They're both these.
No, they're both, yeah, eye, short eye, long eye.
E cum puella ludere volunt, queri enim nidos querunt in arboribus.
Yeah.
Itaque puella ludit cum cane sua margarita. Okay. There are a few words I don't know. What did we decide Pilam was, Julia?
The staff?
Pilla.
Oh, a ball?
A ball, yeah.
Julia.
Pilam tenet.
Julia is what? Playing with the ball?
No, tenet is to hold.
Holding the ball.
Yes.
The boys, the boys want to play.
She wants to play.
She wants to play.
Julia Vult.
Volt.
Compoeris. Pila ludera. To play with the boys.
With the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally that's ablative by means of the ball. So
well, right.
She wants to play with the ball with the boys.
She wants to play ball with the boys.
Yeah, we would just say play ball. We make it accusative, but yeah. Anyway. See, your problem is you never had brothers, so right away I know what
I didn't have any brothers, but
neither would play with.
Then there's something with the girls.
Yeah, they don't want to play with the girl.
No, what's next?
They do not wish to play with the girl.
Girl.
Yeah.
And query enemidos querunt in arbor, something about in the garden.
No, they're looking for nests in the trees.
In the trees, nidos.
Nidos.
In the trees, in the garden, yes.
Yeah. Unus nidus, duo nidi, nidos, verbum accusativus est.
Yeah, basically.
They're climbing trees looking for nests.
Yes. They're too busy to play ball.
Yeah.
So the girl something with a pearl.
No.
The
girl plays with her dog. Margarita.
Oh, her dog is named Margarita.
Her dog is named Margarita.
Oh, well, that's a nice name, Pearl.
It's a nice name for a dog, yes. If we get another pet, maybe we'll name it Margarita, whether it's a cat or a dog. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Julia, cape pilum Margarita. So Julia is saying,
telling the dog to play with her.
Yeah, well, really to catch the ball or to seize the ball. Not really fetch. That's not quite the same. So, all right, who's up next? And we have, oh yeah, we got plenty of time.
I can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Just read it or translate it or both.
Well, read it first.
Okay.
And
Just,
really, I shouldn't bother you guys to translate it into English. I would prefer you guys think about it in Latin and don't get into the habit of translating in English.
okay, yeah, I just
And
wasn't
we're going to
sure.
try that next year, see how well that works. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure you guys understand what it means. So I'm
Yeah. Okay. Well, I understand what this part means. So if you don't want me to translate it, I won't.
Well, I want, okay, tell you what, you don't, and
Yeah,
let's
but
make
I'll
sure
need it.
others understand it. And if they have questions, ask.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll just read it.
Yeah.
Okay, it says, Canis pilam capit et caudam movet. Puella le tauriet et canit. Pueri puellam canere audiunt. Quintus, audi. Julia vocem pulchram abet. Marcus, vox eius non pulchra est.
Let's face it, Marcus is a wet blanket.
Yeah.
I don't think the Latin Romans ever used that term, wet blanket, or party pooper. I'll have to look up what the equivalent of that is. I have no idea. Well, he's also, well, not only is he a wet blanket, but he's also a rather rude one at that. Improbus. Anybody have any questions on that? So the dog captures the ball and moves his tail. So, all right. How about next?
I'll read this one.
Sure.
I'm quite behind on the Familia Romana. I've been dealing with like finance and all that.
Yeah.
So
I know.
can't.
This is your Adam. This is your penance.
Okay.
Whoop.
Yeah. Canis avem supra se volare videt eamque capere vult, neque potest.
All right, let's just do that sentence.
Wait, so you want me to translate it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I guess, well, the canis is like the dog, right?
Yes.
And then your supra or
I'll give you a hint. That's one. Well, eamque is a conjunction, so let's just do this part. So canis videt avem. Dog sees the bird.
Okay, so avem is bird.
Say.
Okay, avem is bird. That would make sense. Okay. So volare. So the dog sees the bird. Supra volare. Is that saying like it like pounces? Like does supra mean like?
Yeah. Well, supra se means above him.
Right.
Yeah. Or over him.
What does volare mean?
To fly.
Fly. Oh, so the bird flies above the dog.
Yeah, so yeah, the dog sees the bird fly above itself.
Okay.
And what does the dog want to do?
He wants to catch it.
Yeah, to catch it. But
he can't.
He can't. Yeah, exactly.
The dog is irate and barks. It says bow bow, barks.
Exactly.
Eius vox pulchra non est, canis canere non potest. So vox, the dog. Does vox mean like voice or like
voice? His voice. So the dog non pulchra est is not pretty. Dogs cannot sing or are not able to sing.
Ah.
Or I should say the dog is not able to sing. Sorry, singular.
Avis. The bird sings. Canary sings.
Yep. Think of canary.
What does posunt mean?
Yeah, so the birds are able to sing.
Okay. Birds are able to sing. The fish are not able to sing.
Right.
The fish don't have voices.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So who do we have next? It actually says canis came from canare. Oh, that could be. Possibly.
I remember that.
Huh.
Francis is right. Yeah.
Okay. I don't. Well, it's
Just like
where does it say that?
It was at the beginning of one of the chapters.
It probably is. It probably
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it is. Excuse me, is what I mean. I was somehow that escaped me. I do know I was awoken from my nap this afternoon by a dog singing. So I don't know. Well, maybe whoever invented that word had a tin ear.
Of course, I have seen videos of dogs playing piano and singing.
Well, that's true. They kind of do an aru.
Yeah,
Well,
they do.
that's
They try.
not usually is for the wolf. So I don't know. Anyway, let's next section. So Michael, how about you?
Oh, please. I'll pass. Please.
Pass. All right. Well, I'll do the next one. Cum aquila supra hortum volat et cibum querit, parve aves canere non audent et inter folia arborum se occultant. And this is where you suddenly realize that we've actually been able to construct some pretty complicated sentence. We're way past the Britannia Insula Est at this part. So, cum aquila supra hortum volat is cum can mean with, but it can also mean a temporal with so you can translate that as while or when. I'm going to go with while here. While the eagle flies above the garden et cibum querit and seeks food, parve aves canera non audent. The little birds whoa, wait a minute. Parve aves canera non audent et inter folia arbim se occultant.
I get the part where it says that in the leaves they can't be seen.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. They do not hear to sing. What?
No, they do not dare to
they
sing. They do
Yeah,
not
they
dare to
should.
sing.
Say that again,
They
Teresa?
do not dare to sing. They don't have the courage to sing.
Audent would be the dare part.
Oh,
Audit, not audiunt.
I was thinking audit.
I read
Audit,
that as
yeah.
audio. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, thank
that's where I
you.
was
Thank you,
going
Laura.
too.
I was going, that makes no sense. They do not hear to sing, huh? Yes, audio or not audio. Come on, now I got it stuck in my brain. Um, yeah, dare, audent. Yeah, tement is fear, non audent. Um, yeah.
They're afraid to sing.
Yeah, they're afraid. Well, no,
Well, cement means fear.
well, okay. But in this case, it means they dare not sing.
Okay.
So audent. Oh, I can't believe I missed that. Mea culpa. Okay. Audent is from audeo. All right. And audeo mean, oh, here, actually, let me bring up the big here. Let me bring up the big one. So let's A-U-D-E. Oh, come on. A-U-D-E-O. There we go. This is the one we want. So, whoop, come on. There we go. Wow. Oh, it doesn't say what it means. Well, that's interesting. Huh. Audiencia, audio. Oh, well. All right. Hold on. I'll bring up SP or Scriva. There we go. Audio means uh, to venture to dare to be bold or courageous. And it is audeo with an E, not to be confused, which is what I did with audio, which means here. So I can't believe I did that. I guess I've been seeing so many hears and sees that my brain just said, oh, that's what they meant. So, all right, continue. Oh no, I was continuing. Sorry. Et interfolia arborum se occultant. And they hide themselves in the foliage of the trees. Itaqua aquila eas reperire non potest. Reperire is to uncover, to discover, to find. There's a aperire means to open. So there's a bunch of these perire words in Latin, which all mean to uncover, discover, find, etc. Look it up in the dictionary sometime. Let's see. I don't think they have a no, they don't have one. Nequa aves, nequa nidi avium ab aquila reperiri possunt. Neither the birds nor the nest of the birds are able to be discovered by the eagle or found. Quadramus et foliis oculantur, because the branches and the foliage, because they are obscured by the branches and the foliage.
Sorry, could you remind me again what reperire is?
It means to discover, to find. I'm going to bring this one up in the dictionary because you get a lot of mileage out of it. Let's see. Reperio. They want that one. Well, that's strange. Why do... all right, what's going on here? Am I on... what is going on here? I'm not seeing the... usually when I... R-E-P-I-R. Why is this not...
What's the root word?
Reperio. Well, that's the first. Oh, okay, here it is. No? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it finally. Yeah, it means to find out. Shoot. I clicked on, if I click on that, I like this dictionary because it's nice and big, but if I click on any of the words, it immediately jumps to that in the dictionary. So it means to find out, to discern, to get, to obtain. It can also mean to discover, to perceive. It has a fairly rich meaning. So it, basically find or discover would be probably the best fits in the sense of this particular passage. That answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Marcus audum nidem reperit et quintem vocat. Veni, quinte, in hac arbore nidus est. Accurrit quintus. All right. Accurrit quintus. Well, let's start with the first part. Marcus, however, finds a nest and calls Quintus. Come, Quintus. In this tree, there is a nest. Accurrit quintus. Any thoughts on...
Quintus runs to Marcos.
Yeah, we have currit, meaning to run, and accurrit is to run to to run.
direction.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, to run. He's running there, running.
I think the companion talked about that as like odd plus crud,
Yeah,
and
it
so it
is.
assimilates the D to a C. So
Yep,
okay.
exactly. Yeah. There's because adkurit is a little hard to say fast. So it comes out as akkurit. The D gets mutated into a C. And there you'll see a lot of those. So Marcus, age, ascende in arborum quinte. So age, what do they mean by that?
You move it.
Yeah, come on. Handle
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I'll go along with that. Yeah, ago, agere means to set things in motion, even though we say gratias agimus tibi, we give thee thanks. But age is that general do. Ascende in arborum quinte, climb the tree.
Ascende,
Quintus in arborum ascendit, jam is supra Marcum in arbore est, Marcus ipse in arborum ascendere non audet. So Quintus ascends the tree. By the way, you get another nice liturgy word, ascended. Ascended in Chalem, ascended into heaven. Already he is above Marcus in the tree. Marcus himself does not dare to ascend the tree, climb higher.
That's a shocker.
No,
I would assume Marcus, because of his personality, would be up there.
He'd be up there. Well, keep in mind that. Well, let's see what happens next. We'll leave it at that. Oh, hold on.
He talks big, but he's all hat and no cattle kind of thing.
Yeah, something
Oh
like
man,
that.
it's a cliffhanger.
Oh, is that as far as I can? Wait a minute. That's not the end of the section. All right, hold on. Let me.
Well, the section ended a while back, and we started section 3.
Oh, we did. Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
We got a few. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All right, hold on. Let me close this section out, or I mean this page. Oh, there we go. All right. So, did it really? 3.
Yeah, the section 2
Oh,
ended right before we started talking about Marcus and
yeah, I
Quintus.
know, but I thought section 3 went beyond this.
No, that's where section 3 starts. There's more section 3 on the section.
Yeah, no, I know that.
You have to flip to another little circle at the top, move to the next section
well,
or whatever.
actually, I got to go past what I'm saying is I thought section 3 itself went further than
It does.
6.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah. Why do?
Yeah,
Okay,
like I'm sure.
But it stopped the page at the end of section 2, since this particular exercise next is section 2 exercise.
Oh, I know why. Because I'm in section 2. Isn't that what you've been saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, and of course I've timed out. So
I thought I was the one who was loopy tonight.
no, hey, I'll tell you, I will be taking. Good grief! Now go away. God, I hate that Google password thing coming up all the time. All right. Decem. And yeah, here it is. There we go. Whoops.
That's section 4.
That's section 4.
Yeah.
I swear I have a license to drive this thing. All right, Lexio Secunda, Lexio Tertia. There we go. Whoops. All right, let's go to the previous.
Yay.
There we go. Success.
Falls out of the tree now.
There we go. On the other hand, it has been fun at work. That's my excuse. Whoop, hold on. I thought. Oh, I got to go down here. Yeah, all right. So we'll leave. Well, yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Okay. So anyway, Marcus interrogat What sunt ova in nido? What is in the nest? I'll paraphrase. I'll read this fast and paraphrase it because we need to see um, uh, Marcus or Quintus fall out of the tree. Quintus, nulla ova, sed quatuor puli. So no eggs, but 3 young chicks. Nidus est in parvo ramo. Ramus qui nidum sustenet non crassus, sed tenuis est. Well, we have tenuis in English, which means not solid, okay, not firm. And that means the same thing in Latin, meaning the branch is not strong, but is rather tenuis, weak. Ramus tenuis quintum sustinere non potest. The weak branch is not able to support quintus. Is enim puer crassus est. For he is a big boy, crassus. Well, let's see. Crassus would be.
No, tree, isn't it? Limb?
No, crassus is solid, thick, dense, fat, or gross. We have the word crass, by the way, in English, which tends to be more like ill-mannered.
Gross. Yeah.
But crassus here is in the sense of a thick branch versus tenuis, a thin branch.
Oh, you said he was a thick body, a thick person, and I thought it was a branch.
Well, okay. Yeah, yes, he is a thick person, but it meant okay.
No, the branch is not thick to hold him.
Yes. Ecce ramus cum puero et nido et pulis ad terram cadit. So the branch, the boy, the nest, and the chicks
fall to the ground.
To the ground, yes. Marcus quintum ad terram cadere videt. So Marcus sees Quintus fall to the ground. And this is a very common construction here where you have the main verb and then you have the supporting verb, and the supporting verb is in the infinitive form.
Right.
So literally sees Quintus to fall to the ground. That's very common to have that regular verb and infinitive.
Redit. They go together like that. I mean, right next. The infinitive will go next to the verb itself.
Yeah, you usually keep it pretty close. Riditne Marcus non ridet. Wow, he's not laughing. That's a first for him. Marcus enim perteritus est. Teritus would be terrified, and perteritus would be positively terrified. The per being thoroughly, an intensifier. Iam quintus et puli quatuor subare iacent. For Quintus and the 4 chicks fall from the tree. And iacent is really not fall. Oh boy, iaccio.
Well, when we were talking about the shepherd, we talked about him going to the umbra sub arbor. He was going to the shade. So here he's going to the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. Iacent is there lying down.
Yeah, there's a notion of lying down or being placed on the ground. Okay, or maybe not necessarily ground, but on the surface of something, So it could be, in this case, it's the ground. If you recall, I learned that word first in the sense of throw. And I saw it, and this was many years ago, I saw the Virgin Mary yachit the baby Jesus in the manger. And so I had this strange vision of the Virgin Mary wrapping up the baby Jesus and throwing him like a football into the manger. And yachit, yachent has a lot of meanings. But it can mean to throw, it can mean to fall, and it can mean to place. So, yeah, look it up in the dictionary. I want to get through this before we run out of time. Well, we've already run out of time. Nequa puer, nequa puli se movent, neither the boy nor the chicks move. Puli mortui sunt. The chicks are dead. Quintus ne mortus est, non est, quintus enim spirat. Quintus is still breathing. Qui spirat mortus esse non potest. And there's the to be version without the macron.
So
who breathes is not able to be dead.
Oh, okay.
So, sed Marcus enim spirare non videt, neque enim anima videre potest. So, but Marcus does not see him breathing, spirare, nor does he is able to see the breath being, nor is he being able to see the breath, the breathing. Quid facit Marcus? Marcus pertiritus ad vilam currit et magna voce clamant, Age, veni, pater. Well,
oh boy.
Yeah, ran off to the villa and shouted, hey, help. Well,
Dad, get going.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad, guess what?
Yeah. Oh, Dad. Yeah, some of the most fearsome words in the English language when you have daughters. Well, no, actually children in general. Julius, puerum vocare audit et exit in hortum. Julius hears the boy cry and leaves the garden. Pater filium per territum ad se accure videt eamque, I'm slaughtering this, eamque interrogat, quid est Marcus? Okay, or quid est Marce?
So he tears out of the garden,
Yeah,
terrified
so
because,
well, no, he doesn't. The father runs to the terrified son and asks him, what is it, Marcus? I mean, there was urgency there, accure. We saw that with earlier from currit to run. Marcus Quintus est mortus.
Oh no, he's not dead. He's
Julius,
just half dead.
Quid mortus, o Dei boni. That would be, oh, good gods. Perfectly reasonable thing for a Roman of the first century to say. Pater ipse
Territus.
Thank you. Can't speak tonight. Cum Marco ad quintum currit. So the father, he himself terrified, runs with Marcus to Quintus. Julia quoque accurrit cum cane sua. Julia and the dog run to him. Quintus oculus aperit. Julius eum oculus aperire videt. So Quintus opens his eyes and Julius sees him open his eyes. Now, this is where we had the reperire, and this is the aperire. Reperire means to discover, to find. Aperire means to uncover, to open. And the reason they're related is if you open something in a box, you discover what's in it, right? So that's one nice thing about Latin as well. You have a ton of stuff you got to remember. The words are much more interconnected than they are in English. We kind of have a language that's been, words have been.
Because Latin
we have a mud language.
Creates like crazy Creole.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I forget who it was. Wasn't it Winston Churchill said something to the effect that English is the language that resulted from Norman conquerors making passes at Saxon barmaids. And there's a certain amount of truth to that. Julius, ecce oculus aperit, ego vivus est, or ergo vivus est. So he sees
his eyes are open, so therefore he's alive.
It's already 9:15. You guys can
yeah.
Yeah. And we're the next section will actually, I'll just mention this briefly. The next section, we get to find out about the doctor. They're going to call for the doctor quick, quick, quick. There we go. Here it is. And so you're going, well, actually, we're going to learn about the human body first. So you're going to see various body parts: pes, the foot; crus, the shin; manus, the hand; pectus, the chest; humerus, the shoulder. I think we've already had humerus, couple of, and somewhere in here, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there we go. Yeah, they call for the doctor. So,
well, crucifixion, does that come from Cruz? I mean, I know they used to break their legs
I do
when they're
not
hanging.
believe that is the case.
So it's just a coincidence that it has a similar sound.
I believe that is the case. Or let me put it this way: I'm not aware of any link there. And then we have papillus, the hair; frons, the front of the mouth; oculus, the eye; os, the mouth; the labrum, the lips; column, the neck. And so you get a bunch. So yeah, we'll work on from your lip. What was it from
your lips to God's ears?
To God's ear. Yeah, we'll work on that next time. But anyway, enough.
Okay.
All right, let's finish up. I apologize for holding everybody late, but I kind of wanted to do that. All right, next time. Here's some more tables. Look through them over the weekend. Sorry, over the next holiday season. Oops. I really want everybody to get through chapter 1 through 9. It'd be great if you can do chapter 10, but let's at least take time for those that are behind to catch up. We're not going to meet next Thursday, but we will resume classes tentatively January 4th. I'll be here, so I expect we'll pick up from there. And I'll figure out exactly what I want to do. I'll probably do a little bit of review in there, but I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it yet. But in the meantime, try and get through 1 through 9 in the exercises. It'll really help. And with that, the oratio finalis. Any last minute questions on the lesson?
Oh, well, I had a question, but it was about the conversational stuff, not with the chapter 10 stuff.
Oh, you mean as in the quid quomodo dicitur?
Yes, yeah, that one. Yeah. So for the me quoque, me too. Wouldn't it be, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but I feel like the thing you would make more sense to say would be ego quoque, like I am doing well too.
There you go, correcting my mistakes.
Okay, so that's actually better.
Yeah, you really see, now this is where the lazy English language has corrupted my grammar. If I said I am doing well and you, the reply would be I am doing well also, not me doing well. But what do we say? We say me too, right?
Yeah.
So I translated that very literally, but no, it should be ego quoque.
Okay. Thank you.
Or valeo bene quoque. I literally I am doing well also. So.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, and thank you. It's been a rough couple of weeks. We're scrambling at NASA to address a hardware issue on the next flight through software, and I do the software, so it's been busy. All right, gonna mute everybody. Oratio finalis, in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie. Et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris. Et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. So that is the official end.